Anyway, hey guys, it's November the 16th and it's a Tuesday night, and congratulations and welcome for being here. This is our weekly, really in-depth training that Michael and I do. We try to keep you abreast of all the things that are going on, the changes, the pivots, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So, and so we're going to go through that. Primarily, this is a getting started training, but since, since the evolvement of, or the evolution of Helium Track 2.0, it's kind of a getting started for everybody. So we're going to go over some important stuff. Keep the questions coming on. I'll do my best to answer those questions as Michael goes through some of the materials, and then we'll do our best to answer all of them if we've got some time left. Michael, why don't I turn it over to you right out of the gate. In case you guys don't know Michael, he's a very, very experienced networker, an entrepreneur. I've known Michael for 30 plus years. We've traveled the world together, made lots of money together. And he was the culprit that threw this hotspot in my lap about 16, 17 months ago. And I said, Michael, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to, I don't really want to look at anything. I'm done, good luck, congratulations. And, the more but he piqued my interest a little bit, and that's just how it goes. And, the more I continued to look, the more interested I got. And then I got back to him and I got some more information, and, one thing led to another. And then I threw it over to Rick and I said, hey, Rick, why don't you look at this and see if it makes as much sense to you as it does to me? And he said, you know what? We need to do something. This is the most amazing machine I've ever seen in my life. And so that was the short version of what happened a year and a half ago. So here we are. We just launched, right? So we're just into 1 week. We're into now the second week of iHub Global. So you guys are really at the beginning, right? We got a lot of very serious people here at the very beginning. And quite frankly, let me just tell you a secret. That's when all the money's made, right? Don't tell anybody else, but that's when all the money's made, right? In the beginning. Now sure, we're gonna say that, a year from now, but I'm telling you, this is where all the money is made. So with that, Michael, go ahead, man.
Hey, Chuck, thanks a lot. Hey, everybody, welcome to the call. And yeah, definitely exciting times. There's a lot of new stuff. If you're just getting acclimated to it, we all are, and we're going to go over some of that right now. And I think probably what I want to start with before we kind of go over other topics, Chuck, that I know that you want to bring up, I just want to give people a sense of what it's like for somebody to get started as it is right now. And what I want to do is let me go ahead and share my screen, and we're just gonna kind of go to my friendly Sam Tester site that I got set up. So as you know from previous calls, or if you're brand new to this call, when you're registering somebody into iHub, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. The easiest way is to use your free affiliate sign up page and send them your link, and we'll kind of start from there to do it. The other way is if you send them what we call a virtual mining assessment from the Helium Track software, where you can have somebody take a look at the potential of what their location would do. And that's a really neat process. I don't recommend just doing it blindly, but I would say I was calling Chuck up. I'd say, hey, Chuck, I want you to check out this extraordinary opportunity, this once in a lifetime infrastructure being built. It's kind of like the the world's largest wireless network, whatever. Give me your address. Let me send you an assessment. There's a device you can get that'll basically generate income for you. And that's it. You just open up the conversation. You let the virtual mining assessment do the work. But this free link here, I want to kind of go through the process. So this is basically when you log into your back office, and this is kind of like what we call the old back office. It's still live right now as we're porting everything into this Helium track 2.0. And let's just kind of click over here and see what this looks like. I'm gonna log back into here so you can see what it looks like. But this is going to be kind of like the main login page as we move everything over into here. So it's not just dumping you into Helium track with the map and everything about reserving a hotspot. It really is a dashboard. You can go back to where we just were by clicking this old iHub back office dashboard. You got news updates. Commissions takes you to the commission back office, which is separate from this. Helium track takes you into the Helium track as we're used to seeing it. And then the iHub marketplace was just be, basically stay tuned, coming soon type of thing. Support takes you into all the support locations, but this Helium track tab takes you to various different things that we're used to seeing in Helium track. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and let me log out of this right here. I got all this stuff on my screen. I got to get out of the way. I'm going to log out and I'm going to grab this link, right? And I'm going to log out of this location as well, because when you're logged into the system and you're kind of pretending like you're a new person getting logged in, it'll take you into the login that's already going on. So you want to make sure you log out if you are actually trying to use your computer, if someone's over at your place and you're signing them up. So now we're logged out, and I'm going to go ahead and just put that link in. This is the one that I created for Sam Tester. And let's say he's signing somebody up. And when the person clicks on that link, they're going to go here to our sign-in page or our sign-in website. It gives you basic information. It's a little bit different. We got a newer video that's there. We'll be seeing some ongoing other advances in this. And then when they go ahead to click Join iHub, what they're going to do is, if they haven't watched the video, they can watch it, or they can just say, yes, sign me up. And you got two choices. We didn't have this before, but one choice is just for somebody to be a host as a customer, somebody that just wants one of these iHub miners. They're not necessarily looking to build an affiliate team, but the majority of us, the people that we're working with, we are host affiliates. So you click on that. And let's say that we were signing up somebody for the first time. And let's just say we put in Paul, and I'm going to put in, instead of tester, taster, because we're kind of blocking these test things here. And say, let me just put this in at Gmail, just kind of making this up as I go. A phone number that at least is somewhat a real number. The URL, which is your username. And I'm just going to put in Paul Taster. Select the country. We'll go ahead and put in the US. Password. And you just confirm it. And you can look at your terms of service, and then you register agreeing to that. And then it takes you right to locking in a hotspot. Now, here I got it. So basically, you've got a choice here, and we're gonna change some of this around. We've been playing around with the sequence a little bit, that you'll see it change in a little bit, but where it will be after it changes is going to take you to reserving your hotspot rather than lock in with the lease or the deposit. Because as you'll see when we go into this, it will take you, let's say we're going to click in with the lease option. which is the $99 application fee. And what we do is we provide people with an antenna system for that, even though that $99 fee is really going into the banking system. And then there's $18 a month that starts upon the date of the actual deployment. But we give a voucher for either a 5.8 or 8 dBi antenna. And let's say you click here to get started. So it's going to ask for some basic information here. And I'll just kind of go through an initial process here, just so you get a feel for it. And let's just put an address in.
Yeah,
here.
so Michael, while you're doing that, I'll answer some of these questions. Will a host customer earn a higher percentage off of their host unit than someone wants to become an affiliate? We're gonna, the host of the hotspot is going to earn 25% right out of the gate, right? The affiliate that sets up that host is going to earn 10% after five other affiliates are signed up. That increase will go to 20%. So you'll go from 10 to 20%. You don't have to wait 90 days. So it can happen in a week. It can happen in 2 weeks, whatever.
That's a really good point, Chuck. Maybe we'll revisit that towards the end, because that's a slight difference in what we're doing, but it's a great difference. But right. There is no difference as far as what the host earns versus the host affiliate owns on their unit. They're getting 25% immediately.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, once you fill this out, you can either apply as an individual or a business, and you go ahead and you submit the application. Valid email. Oh, I forgot to put in Gmail. And you submit this. Then
somebody just asked a question. If I have a customer that's already mining on the Helium platform, can I sign him up and profit from his mining unit? No. They've got to be, that mining unit that hotspot has got to come through the iHub global network. So no, that's definitely a no.
That's right. I mean, you can sign somebody up that has a Helium hotspot,
sure.
But that hotspot won't be participating in anything related to our rewards program. So we just put in some basic information relative to that lease option. And now it's saying, hey, go ahead and reserve your location. So again, we're going to switch that. So you do the location first, but nonetheless, when you click this, it's a similar situation than what we're familiar with. I'm going to just grab an address here on one that I was playing with earlier, just to kind of show you if you're new here.
Is there a term length on the contract, like 1 year or 2 years, etc.?
The lease contract is for 36 months.
Right. Why is a social security number required?
Because it's a legal contract. You got to be a bona fide individual to enter into a legal agreement. It's kind of like a banking agreement or a lease company agreement.
And they do a soft check, don't they, Michael?
I don't know precisely whether they do or not. I'm assuming that they do what we call a soft check.
Yeah, something that doesn't hit your credit report.
So let me just kind of go over a little bit on this. When you're putting in your address, it's important to hit search after you put in there, so that it actually gives you, maybe sometimes it will only give you one choice, but you want to make sure that the right one is selected here, because this is part of the address verification process. And then you just agree to some of these basic terms, and then it will go in and you go to reserve your hotspot, and it will do a basic evaluation. It did it really quick up there, basically said it was available. And so now we're at the second step of confirming a location, where we've got the address in here. If we wanted to change it, we could, but we got the installation and the shipping address in there. We confirm the address, And now it would take us into paying the application fee. And so we're not going to go ahead and do that. And the way it works right now, and again, we're going to be shifting some of these things in the process just to make it flow better. But when you're paying the $99 fee, again, that goes directly to the bank. It's not going to iHub, but we're giving everybody from iHub the voucher for the antenna to basically cover that, because we feel it's so important to have an antenna that we want to make sure that people are acting on that right away, so that ideally they've already got that antenna already set up and ready to go by the time they receive these deployments. Now, only people in the United States can go ahead and do this, the application for the lease or the deposit. If you're in any other country, you'll be basically going to the original way that it was. You register and then you'll reserve your unit. And then once that country is available, we'll let people know and they can start locking in. Now, it's really important, Chuck, that here in the United States, a couple of things. First off, when you do this and you pay your $99 fee, it's not a question of when or if you're going to get your unit. You will be guaranteed to get your unit, and you will be assigned a deployment number, which is simply the sequence of the shipping of units. We've got some close to 20,000 units that we're going to be deploying in January for the United States. So it's going to be, from January on, it's going to be a methodical process of people going in, doing this, and having their deployment go out as quickly as we can turn it around, as we really scale up the provisioning and the process of these units and getting it out there. But your guaranteed deployment, it's going to be 25% from day one, as soon as you get your unit hooked up. But we really recommend going ahead using that antenna voucher, so that you're not waiting to get your antenna once you get your unit, but you got it ready to go by the time that unit comes. And again, they will be starting in mass in January. And
hey,
then,
Michael, can you show them the deployment board from here?
Let's see. I would have to get onto the deployment board. I would have to submit the payment for doing it.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Once you've actually got a deployment number, then you get an option that shows up here on your menu where it says deployment board, and then you get to see where you are relative to the deployment.
Okay. So, yeah, and we looked at that today, and we'll have to get some links, buddy, so that we don't have to put credit cards in or anything like that. We can just kind of go to them. Right.
Yeah, we got to get set up to do a little bit more of CAN training like we're doing here, but I think that there's somewhere around 1,000 units or so that are already been locked in. So definitely go ahead and do it. But one thing that's really, really important for everybody in the U.S. to know is that everybody's got between now and the 11th of December, the day we're going to be rolling our next event, to lock in their location. If they do not lock in their location, then that reserved unit that they have, that will no longer be blocking somebody else from, say, reserving a unit across the street or something like that. The data will still be there for you, but you will have to go back in and re-reserve it in order to create a new block to protect that location. So we want to make sure that the units that are out there that are not being locked in after 30 days from last Thursday when it was announced, are not going to prevent other people from locking in their units. The rest of the world, those units that they reserve will continue there until we fully go into deployment in that country. And then after we get it all established, there'll be a similar kind of thing, a 30-day period for people to go ahead and lock it in.
Michael, just heard from Ned on the chat that said that he's number 26 on the deployment.
Well, he must have been Johnny on the spot on Thursday night.
Yeah, great job. Does everybody have to pay the $99?
No, you only have to pay the $99 if you want to get a unit deployed to you. It is not required at all to participate in building an organization that can span the world and get everything that's available from our rewards commission structure. The only difference is you won't get obviously rewarded on having a unit, but you do not need to have a unit. You never needed to have a unit to be able to fully participate in building an iHub affiliate team.
So I'm an affiliate now. Do I have to go in and register again from the beginning?
No. When you log in,
Right.
it'll be just like you logged in before. Let's go back to, actually, I don't need to do that. I can go this way, go back to the old back office. Oh, I have to log in anyway. All right, so let me get ahead and just do the Sam Tester thing to log in. And again, this will be similar to what you've been used to seeing. So no, you don't have to redo anything. The only thing you have to do is if you have reserved a unit and you want to lock that in to be able to get it in this deployment schedule that we're doing, that you're going to want to go ahead and make that happen. Now, there's a couple of issues around this process that we've got going on in this. One of the things that we just learned today is we're making a couple of last minute modifications on some of the agreements and on the service provider, the signing that we're doing here. So you'll be essentially show you get to that there'll be check boxes that you're going to check, but you're not going to actually go through the full form. But that will get you to the point where you've got your deployment number locked in. Then in a week or two, the rest of the email send you.
You're kind of breaking up, buddy. You're intermittent at best.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting a message about the internet connection being unstable. Don't know why, yeah. But in any case, so for the next week or two, the process is going to be paying the $99 and doing a basic agreement, but not actually going over the documents because it'll be another week or so for those documents to go out with the new digital signature process that'll be taking place. So you'll get your deployment locked in. And you'll always have the option, if you decide when you look at the documents that you want to maybe cancel one option, go to the other, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to cancel, go back and change it from a lease to a deposit, or maybe you don't want to do it at all. That's an option. All along the way, you can do that completely, totally on your own. You don't have to get permission at all to do that.
Yeah, and there's a cancellation right there. You can cancel anytime, stop, whatever you want to do. It'll all be available. Somebody just put in the chat, Michael, that at 5:59 p.m. Eastern time, the deployment was at 1,845.
All right, 1,845. So we're starting to pick up ahead.
What's the difference between a customer and an affiliate?
Okay, a customer is somebody that has a unit. They're basically hosting the unit, and they're not an affiliate. Actually, if you sign up as a host affiliate, you can upgrade to being an affiliate if you choose to, but you won't have access to all the back office tools, the Helium track. There's no need for Helium track if you're basically just reserving your unit. So right. It makes a pretty clean, pretty simple process for that to take place. But then, you can choose to be an affiliate at any time and go ahead and start sharing the information.
What happens when I complete the 36-month lease payments? Do I own the unit, or is it consigned to me? Tell me what I do.
That's really something that's kind of to be determined. I think in the original documentation, I don't know whether in a week or so, the version of it basically says that you can return the unit or you can, do a new lease. One of the concepts that Rick was sharing with us was 3 years from now, 36 months from now, there may well be another version of the technology that people may choose to participate in or not. I don't know, what that'll be at that point, but we're working on that. The intent is not for somebody to stop at that point. The intent is for somebody, once they got a hotspot in place generating helium, never have to disturb that process. Right. So we're just going to wait and see. It may just be that you're able to maintain it without any further 18-month payments, but I can't promise that right now. We'll have to see how it pans out with capital. We're going to have to get a few months on our belt for some of this stuff to be solidified.
So Larry said that he paid the $99 and got his deployment number, but didn't get a choice about antennas.
Well, he'll get a voucher sent to him, and we're doing the final touches on that process. And so he'll get a voucher sent to him that he can go to our antenna website and use that voucher to place an order and choose the antenna. It's either the 5.8 or the 8 dBi antenna. The voucher basically covers the antenna and the small cable that comes with it. If he wants to upgrade to a longer cable or add any other stuff, that would be in addition to what's coming on the voucher.
Okay, great. Let's see. Will affiliates ever own their own unit? No, I mean, you really do own it. Michael, I guess that's kind of a,
that's a bit of a
positioning
question that we have in order to make sure that we protect the company for decades to come, relative to dotting our I's and crossing our T's here in the United States, due to various different regulatory types of things that could be there. So it's a semantics type of thing. Our goal is that we want people to have these units and to be using them, for many, many years to come. In other countries, we'll see how that evolves. It's hard to say.
Yeah. So what distance or range does the device cover?
Well, the stock unit, the unit that comes as it comes from the manufacturer with the stock short antenna that's on there, is really designed to handle a range somewhere around 1/4 of a mile to maybe 3/4 of a mile or so, about 1/2 kilometer to 1 kilometer or so. But that's why we really like using the more robust antenna. And then you can reach out to a mile, couple of miles, and then the rest of it's going to depend on the elevation of the antenna. In actuality, Chuck, the height where the antenna is more important than the gain of the antenna. If you had a location that's, say, in a high-rise building, and you put a unit there in your window in a high-rise building, that stock unit could actually perform better than somebody with an 8 dBi antenna at on a one-level building or something along those lines. So height is definitely king, but the combination of the two is a double win.
If I have trouble figuring out how to do the $99, who can I call? Nobody. Ghostbusters.
Well, there'll be FAQs and support.
You can figure that out. And if I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. We're going to make it real simple for everybody to go through the process, and that's what Michael's talking about right now. Eric and the team are continuing to tweak everything right now, and making sure that the flow is right, that everything works correctly. And so there's a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of hours going into making all of this work. But really the most important thing, and the message that we wanted to convey to everybody tonight, and we'll continue to talk about this on every one of the training calls, is that if you've already put in, we've got, 600,000 locations, Michael, that have been already gone through and
that's worldwide. But in the
Okay.
United States, it's probably somewhere around 150 or so.
Okay.
Or I don't know the precise number,
Yeah.
but again, it's going to be very important for people to lock those locations in. And the good news is that people that have maybe been having issues locking in the location of their choice because it was already too dense, they may find after December 11th, they may have the opportunity of going back and trying that location again.
You know, here's a question. He says, if I go from $18 per month and change it, if I want to change to the security deposit model, can I do that?
You know, I doubt it.
I doubt
it. I've signed various lease agreements, and it's a contract. You're putting it out there,
right?
And I want everybody to appreciate that what we're really doing is we're the $99 locks your unit in. Again, we're covering you that with an antenna system, and either the deposit or what the lease is actually doing is covering really a security deposit. It was very important on our capital providers to make sure that there's minimization of the risk. You probably have heard on other calls that the track record of companies that have been out there providing completely free hosting in situations has been pretty dismal in terms of the percentage of units that actually get locked in. And even in our own situation, we saw fairly, shocking deployment during the early phases when people were actually purchasing units. So this is something that they put together as a security deposit. And as we're a new company, and basically 2 weeks into launch or so, or our second week of launch, we'll be creating a lot of new analytical information over the next 3-6 months or so that could modify procedures on behalf of capital once they get a chance to see how this is really working in the real world. Up until now, we've been evolving this process in a pre-launch environment. So we are kind of a new company in that regard, but we're talking massive amounts of units that we've had the ability to lock in as a result of the capital involvement of our capital partners. And so it's very exciting. I mean, I don't know the number, Chuck, but it looked like it was close to 200,000 units for 2022.
Yeah, or more. Was everyone notified by email of the changes to the program, or is that up to us to call everyone on our team if they missed the event? Well, let me tell you, it's yes, we're going to send out an email to everybody. Eric is working on a video right now, but we've got to get all of our ducks in a row, meaning we got to get all the systems working and tested and everything, so nobody has a challenge with it. And then a video will go out. But it's really, people just don't read emails anymore. I mean, let's face it. So it really is up to all of us to do that. We're working on a brand new text platform that will get a lot more people's attention, and we're about ready to implement that into the system. So we'll have lots of communication, but we're going to have lots of information on webinars and so on and so forth. But it would be a great idea if you called all of your people that you personally enrolled, and they've called all of the people that they personally enrolled, and so on and so on. Because wouldn't it be a shame? I mean, just think, wouldn't it be a shame if you just didn't get a hold of somebody and they go, oh man, I lost that spot, and I really wanted to have a hotspot, and now that spot is gone, and so on. So reach out to everybody. Yeah, why not? You probably need to talk to them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for sure there'll be emails going out, but you're absolutely right, Chuck. The people just bypass emails more and more often. So the texting, when we roll that out, that's going to be pretty good. That's going to get people's attention. Of course, we're going to be texting really urgent information like this. But pay attention. These recordings are recorded, and they are available in the support center under live webinars. When you go here, you click on live webinars, and it gives you the times of our regular webinars, but then you got the past webinars, the ones that we've done. Here's the Thursday night one. This was a very important one. And so that all that information will be here. And also the entire event, they've got all the data from all the event. Now they're just kind of editing into different sessions, so people will be able to go into this back office here and get access to the various sessions that they can watch it as often as they like to get the information on it. So a lot of new information, and we are very, very excited about where we are right now. The prevailing consensus is we now have a very solid business model that people can follow, where before it was a bit nebulous, Chuck. People would reserve a unit, but they didn't know what the scoring was of their unit versus other people's unit, when they were going to get a unit. But now when they lock in a unit, they're guaranteed to get it in that deployment schedule that is, right there, that we have in front of us of what's going to be available January, February, et cetera. So we're real excited about taking this and then starting it here in the US, and then very quickly being able to then turn it on over in Canada, with the goal of also then getting everything going in the UK and Europe in January, and then moving from there across the globe. So
Michael, a question that says, someone can enroll as an affiliate, grow the business without reserving a location or ordering a unit. Please clarify.
Yes.
Yes.
You can build the business without reserving a unit or ordering a unit. You do not need to do either of them to completely build your iHub business all over the world if you choose to.
Hey, do you know anything about $1,000 fee in the terms?
No, not a clue. I've never heard anything that would imply that.
I don't know either. And let's see. So Mark will have to, if you'll be more specific and send me some information, I'll look at it, but I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, screenshots for stuff like that really help.
Yeah, screenshots, yeah. Vietnamese market. Right now, guys, just right now, it's only the U.S. market. We're working on everything else. And again, it's just having the inventory, number one, to go to. Michael and I were talking about where our distributor, our affiliate base is really located. And yes, the U.S. is the primary market, but surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly enough, India is the second market. So do we want to go to India? Yeah, absolutely. Somebody also asked about the other videos that used to be here. We cleaned them all out. Those were all kind of pre-launch videos. And now that we've got this business model, we clean out all the old and just have the new. So all of those old links don't work anymore. Can we buy merchandise that was available at the event? I'd love to get more stuff. I think that's probably going to be available to us.
There may actually be stuff available on the store, but we've never posted the link for it. But I think there's actually a website where there is stuff that they've got set up for us.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we need to find that out so we can let people know about it.
Well, somebody just said that they've got the link. So go ahead and post a link, and we'll post it back up. Can you still make up to 35% on a pig?
Absolutely, even if you don't have your own.
Yeah, right. So tell them how you make 35%, Michael.
Well, let's just touch base a little bit on that comment that you were talking about in terms of how you earn on the comp plan. Not talking about all the code bonuses and all
right.
that.
Yeah.
Right. And let me take another question, Chuck. I'm just going to bring up that one slide just so that I can put up an appropriate graphic.
Okay. Somebody was asking about, what if you don't have such good credit? It doesn't really matter. There's no credit check, right? So, it's shop.ihub.global. It's the swag shop. Thank you very much, because Michael nor I knew that it was available. So anyway, shop.ihub.global, the swag shop.
Shop.ihub.global.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. So
thanks, Frank.
So this is an important piece of the comp plan that we're real excited about. So you go ahead, let's say that I'm reaching out to Chuck, he becomes one of my host affiliates, and he goes ahead and he locks in his unit, he gets his unit, and he's getting 25% immediately from day one. There's nothing else he needs to do. He doesn't need to register 5 affiliates or wait 90 days like we were talking about previously. So again, we're just really simplifying the whole process. So Chuck gets his unit, he plugs it in, he's at 25%. Now, what I get for referring Chuck is I get 10% initially, but just hold that in mind. And then I'm going to come back to that, because this is just a real 20,000 foot overview of the comp plan. The way it works is, as you start to share this with people and send them your free affiliate link or your virtual mining assessment for them to join, there's no cost in joining iHub. And then when you have 5 people that get their unit, that become active, and they become active immediately as soon as they do the $99, which is also another real simplification in our process, where before you weren't able to actually lock in these various teams until people actually had the unit. As soon as lock in their location, that completes your pro team. So you've got way more control on who you want to have as those first 5, the next 10, and that sort of thing, just by locking in the units. And then as soon as you lock in your 5 active legs through this process, then you're automatically at 20% on the units that these people have. Remember, I said they start off at 10%, but at the minute you get your 5th person, your 5th active leg locked in, you're now 20% forever on everybody, retroactively back to the beginning, and everybody forward that you enroll into the program. That's extremely powerful. So again, you're not having the person that is the host affiliate get their 5 registrations. You're locking in your 5 active legs, and you're there. So this is going to be so much easier to focus on and track and strategize on as we move forward. And I think we'll do some strategy meetings, as you know, one of the other trainings, Chuck, to really talk about the strategy of building your team.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely, guys. It's what happens. There was a question there about, well, what if my country's not open now? Do I wait? No, you don't wait. You go ahead and start building a team. But think about it for a second. What would you rather have when we say, hey, guys, congratulations, we've got 150,000 hotspots that we're going to have available for Vietnam? Would you rather have 5,000 people that you've already enrolled, or would you rather start going with one? Right? I mean, it's pretty simple. Build the team out. It's all going to happen. We're going to get there as quickly as possible. The manufacturers just have to get the frequency license. I'm talking to a manufacturer right now in Bangkok. Their assembly is in China, but they're already licensed in nine countries, or actually more than 9 countries, but because some of the frequencies overlap. But so that'll be a big one. So more on that as we move forward. So you keep saying United States. I'm assuming not available in Canada, right, Michael?
Not yet, because we have to have the documents, just like the reserve and the lease document. It has to be written with the regulatory requirements for Canada, which is going to be slightly different. It's going to be essentially the same, similar, but there'll be certain language in there that has to be put in for that country. That'll be forthcoming fairly quickly. So the units in Canada are the same units in the United States, and we've got plenty of those starting in January. So you'll have the opportunity to participate in that January deployment. That's next. Once we finish where we are in the US, which should be in another week or so, Canada's short to follow.
Okay, I have 11. I have 11 direct affiliates in my organization. 7 of them have not reserved their location. How do they do it?
Well, they can go into their back office and reserve the location just before using the Helium track software. Now, one thing, Chuck, we now basically have 3 options for how people participate in the Helium track.
Right.
The first option is the free option, the light version of it. But because we've shifted our focus on having people do their 5 assessments and to get 5 registrations in order to go from the 15 to 25% as a host, the light version now does not include being able to send the virtual mining assessments, but you certainly are able to reserve your unit and use other features of the Helium track software. Then we have a $9.99 a month version of it, where you can get 5 virtual mining assessments a day, 5 intelligence a day, and other features on top of what was there in the light version. And then there's the full-blown professional version, $39 a month. And I don't know, Chuck, do we still have the $299 a year on that?
You know, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, it just hasn't shown up on that list yet, but as far as I know, it's still there as well.
Yeah.
And that one is really powerful for people that want to aggressively go out there and build a team organization using online marketing. They'll be able to have funnel systems where people will be able to plug in their addresses and reserve units right there rather than having their address in advance. That will be probably rolled out more, I'm assuming, on December 11th, but we'll see what happens there. But those are the 3 options. So right now, people can sign up for no cost. They can get the Helium track software, the light version of it, reserve their unit for no cost, but they will need to lock in their unit in order to get the deployment.
Somebody is saying that a friend of theirs told them that the $400 deposit will be returned after 90 days. Is that correct?
No, right now it's not correct. It's really to be determined. It's a security deposit, and
right.
we don't have enough data under our belt, so to speak, for the capital partners to be able to do their assessment. They're all looking at data. It's almost like actuarials and stuff like that. They look at it to make sure to see what the number needs to be. So we wish we had that up front right now, but just consider it as a long-term security deposit until it isn't. And then once the data is there, then they'll determine what the time frame is on it. But it is definitely something that will get returned.
Stan just locked in his deployment and got 1957.
Wow, so almost 100 units since we started this call.
Since we started this off. Yeah, and it's going to continue to go faster and faster and faster as the word gets out there, right? I mean, if we've got 100,000 locations already pinned down or whatever that number is, and we've got 20,000 units coming
in January, right?
Yeah. So guess, once we get to 20,001, guess where your deployment's going to roll to, right?
February,
it's going to roll to February. So we're only you can only deploy as many as you are able to get. So,
but that deployment is locked in. That's the good news.
Yeah. So that we talked about the deposit and the return and all of those. Puerto Rico, I don't know. Michael, do you know anything about Puerto Rico?
Well, I imagine Puerto Rico being a U.S. territory would follow would basically be U.S. It's probably we don't know 100% whether it's unlocked, but it should be, as far as I know. I don't know that there, maybe there's some additional clause that needs to be in there for Puerto Rico or U.S. Virgin Islands and places like that, but we'll have to see.
So let's make this perfectly clear. Everybody pays the $99 application fee. And with that, you're going to get a certificate for an antenna that the company will send to you. You're going to be able to choose what DBI antenna. Will have, something put up there. The guys will do a great job explaining all of that. And then you'll be able to take that certificate number and put it in and order it, and it'll be shipped off to you, right? So everybody pays that. The company is giving you that little extra gift as a gift, quite frankly. And so that $99 goes to the bank, it goes to somebody, right? It certainly doesn't go to us. And then the lease that you're going to pay, monthly lease, or if you choose the security deposit, that'll happen, that you'll pay that right before your unit is actually deployed, right, Michael? Is that right?
That's right. That's right. So there'll be so you're not starting to pay that $18 on the leased option literally until the deployment is happening. I don't know whether it'll probably be, your unit is shipped, you get a notice that your first payment, it starts on, a particular date relative to the shipment.
What about Germany and international markets? We're having a big meeting on international markets, and we'll see some things being talked about and explained here very, very quickly. But
our goal for Europe is January. Assuming that all the stuff that's being done behind the scenes with our legal teams are done to make sure that we got our I's and dotted and T's crossed. But that's what we're anticipating.
How much H&T does a unit earn in a month?
Well, that's extremely variable, Chuck. I mean, the best case scenario is if you're in an area where there's not a lot of units and you've got a cluster of 6-10 units or more, and you're doing that because the amount of H&T you'll get for each unit witnessing each other is going to be at the highest point. Once you get into areas that are overly dense, because people aren't using our Helium track software to adequately place them according to Helium's rules, a lot of people dumped a bunch of units on top of each other. And there's more units that have to share in the available Helium. And so that number goes down in places like central Los Angeles and San Francisco, London, some of the large cities where people were just getting these things and they weren't really paying attention to the ideal scenario.
So do you choose the $400 deposit or the monthly 18, or do you pay both?
It's one or the other.
One or the other.
That's right. Yeah, there's some people that the money is not something that they're concerned about. They just want to make it simple. They do that. But most people, I imagine, are going to go for the $18 a month because that's so compelling, And as far as the amount of Helium, just getting back, it's really going to depend, on the timing of it, the number of units that are there. But it could be anywhere from a Helium a month to 30 Helium a month or so that the unit is, and then of course you're getting a percentage of that based on the 25%.
And and look at the slide that's up there. That's why we take that slide and talk about 10 Helium a month. We don't want to overpromise people or everybody that your unit's going to make 100 Helium a month, right? So they used to. Those were the good old days. Yeah. Both applications ask if you have any lawsuits or pending litigation. Why?
I guess that's just what the attorneys want to know. Just
when will the deployment start?
January.
Yeah, as soon as we get the product, right? I mean, yeah. If we were to get some extra product, that January commitment in December, guess what? We're going to get it out the door. We're going to start going down that deployment schedule and go, let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and start knocking them out. You'll see it, we're going to make a big deal about it, right? And about getting those things out the door because guess who wants them out the door just as bad as you want them? Us. We want you to have them out there because nothing happens until we start earning helium, right? And then everybody starts to get paid. Have you guys enjoyed the price run of helium? Got up to $55. Now it's down to 43. So if you're thinking about where to put a little bit of money, I would probably put it into helium and just let it go up. You buy on the dip, except the dip doesn't dip as far down as it used to dip. It'll never get back down. Michael, you're waiting for $7 again. Don't wait.
Yeah, I kind of missed that train a long time ago.
I was talking to a buddy of mine today, and he said, you know what? He said, you made me $750,000. And I said, how's that? He said, you recommended that I buy helium. And he said, I bought it. And that was back when, it was cheap. And so he says, whatever you want me to do, I'm in. So, he said, you want me to do something? I'm in. So that's great. So let's see, we got some more messages here. We got a ton more messages. I am signed up for a free hotspot. Is that the one you gave away at the event? Yeah, okay. So there's no free hotspots. It's either a lease or a deposit, right? A security deposit. So go through the back office and you can go and do that. How many units can be in one house or one location, Michael?
One unit. You don't want to put more than one. This is not a Bitcoin miner or an Ethereum miner where you can have rows and stacks of them. This is ideally, they need to be separated by a minimum of 300 meters, about a quarter of a mile, a little less, 0.2 of a mile or more. But you want them to be separated. We're providing coverage for the IoT devices in the area. It's not about just creating helium tokens. Hey, Chuck, somebody's asking if the lease payment can come out of the helium produced by the box. And the answer is not directly, because these lease payments, this is a banking instrument, right? It's not something that we do at iHub. But if you're using your CoinZoom debit card that to make the payment with, you can load your HNT onto that card and use that to make the payment with, and it gets converted into US dollars to actually make the payment.
Yeah, Michael, I'm glad that you brought that up, because there were some questions about CoinZoom. We expected to, you can go to coinzoom.com and you can kind of go through their website and read about it. Don't sign up because we've got, it's all going into a certain link, right? Because there's going to be some rewards paid and so on and so forth. And we want everybody to participate in those. So they were telling me that the Helium applicant, the HNT part will be enabled. They're just waiting for one more thing, and then it's going into the system. So it could be tomorrow, it could be Thursday, whatever, but it's definitely happening very, very quickly. So, and like Michael said, that's going to make it so much easier for everybody, right? So you just deposit your HNT, you'll be able to open a wallet in CoinZoom and take that wallet number and put it into the back office, your payments, the e-wallet section of your commission back office, and instantly every week, right? We close the week every Saturday, and we pay commissions generally on Tuesday. So they've got this thing down to pretty much a science. So Michael, what else?
Well, I mean, somebody's asking, where do you find the profitability of the hotspots? We'll cover that maybe on another call where we show you how to go into Helium Track and and pick a unit and see the details of it. But definitely using either the Helium Explorer or the Helium Track software, you click on an active hotspot, one of the green dots, and you can see exactly what it's generating over the last 24 hours, the last 7 days, the last 30 days, and that sort of thing. And in Helium Track, you can see it over whatever length of time you want to be interested in looking at. Okay, can you lock in a location without putting down the $99? The answer is no. The $99 is the process of locking it in. So again, in the United States, you've got up until December 11th to get those units locked in.
Let's see. Guys, you know what? It's a little bit after 10 o'clock, and we're going to call it a night. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. East Coast time. And we used to have the Zoom that we are doing at 9. We used to have it at 5, right? We just thought we'd keep everything consistent. So we've got the Monday opportunity at 9. We've got the Tuesday training at 9. We've got the Wednesday opportunity at 9. And we can, and also the Thursday training, which everybody will be on because Eric and Rick will be there. And yeah, the schedule on the website still shows 5 p.m. I know, we'll get that changed. So we'll probably be up there at 5 just to tell people to come back at 9. But we'll get that changed. Thank you very much. You know, a lot more questions. I have an HNT wallet at crypto.com. Can I use that in the back office? Absolutely. Anywhere you've got an HNT wallet, if you've got it on the Helium app, you can use that. If you've got it on, and oh, by the way, the blockchain is down, so if things are not happening, if you're not getting reports, if you're trying to send some HNT somewhere, everything is, the blockchain's been down for a little while. So I'll look here, see if there's any updates on before we go. No, there's no updates. So wait a sec. Helium incident, blockchain halted,
Yeah, it sounds like it's a pretty big deal that they're doing a firmware update for the validators, and
right.
And somewhere in that language they were saying it's gonna take the intensity of use of those validators from like 600% down to like 6%. So hopefully we'll start seeing some real benefit as far as the functioning of the blockchain.
Allow a validator to consume and manage the large blocks causing the bottleneck and resume normal blockchain production. So we get these notifications, and so if things aren't happening, don't freak out. It's just so that's what's going on. Binance and Uphold have had some kind of hold. Binance has worked great for me. So I know it's, and one thing that you guys are going to love that you're in Texas, which Binance is not available, or you're in New York, Binance is not available. CoinZoom is, right? CoinZoom is available everywhere except New York right now. Will be available in New York very, very soon. I mean, they're, again, just waiting for a document. All the forms have been done, all the deposits, all the security, but everything has been done. They're just waiting for one document to be returned, and then they'll be up to that'll be up and running. So, hey guys, let's call it a night. Michael, thank you very, very much for all of your help. I know you were up early, I was up early, and I'm feeling it right now, right? So anyway, let's all reconvene, go through and make sure that you get with all of your people, right? Everybody that you personally introduced to to iHub Global and help them take them through the process. And it'll get easier and easier and easier as we begin to do that. And the guys are working nonstop to make it all work. They're very meticulous about all of that. So, Michael, anything else before we call it a night?
No, I think it's just a great time to be in iHub Global, because it's so clear in terms of how to go about doing things now, and it's just going to go methodically from here to the rest of the world. So just be patient on that, but definitely get your teams going and reach out to places that, like the US, like Canada, like Europe, that are very, very close to deployment in January.
Okay, guys, this recording will be up in the Helium Track back office, and want to thank you for all your time that you shared with us, and we'll see you tomorrow evening, 9 p.m. Go bring a guest, bring a relative, a friend, and let them hear what's happening with iHub Global. So with that, God bless everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.